Hey everybody, welcome back to Gardening with ADHD. Hope you enjoyed the last video. Making this video today because in addition to documenting the progress on the garden, how it's growing, the building that I've been doing, I also wanted to take an opportunity to do some deep dives with different subjects that I've found interesting. Descriptions as to what decisions I've made, why I've made those decisions. And I do this, partly to organize my thoughts, come up with a way that I can, not be so scatterbrained sometimes, but also hopefully inspire you to try something new as well, whether it be in your own garden or, with any other project you might have. So today I wanted to take a couple of minutes and talk about why I decided to start gardening. And I want to start with a quote. In October of 1995, Elder L. Tom Perry of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints taught, "The need for preparation is abundantly clear. The great blessing of being prepared gives us freedom from fear." Now, as we all know, in March 2020, the world was gripped by a fear. Fear for ourselves, fear for our friends and family, fear for our societies. Grocery stores were cleared out of staple foods. Toilet paper and cleaning supplies were almost impossible to find. And many people lost their jobs and their sources of income. Now, my family has been greatly blessed. I've been able to keep working. We have not gone hungry, but it has also shifted my thought process and made me think longer term about if we were faced with more trials, would we be prepared to meet them? So gardening is, to me, a step towards being more self-sufficient. When everything started happening last year, we all got sent home for work. I told my wife that I thought we should start a garden. Now, as she does way more often than I deserve, she humored me, and we went to Home Depot to start looking at supplies. We bought some gardening pots, planting soil, a pepper plant, a tomato plant, and a zucchini plant. And we were less than successful. Birds, at least we think it was birds, ate the 3 cherry tomatoes that came up off of our plant, pecked at the banana peppers, and nothing happened with the zucchini. It was absolutely, it was a failure. Now, I'm not trying to scare you, but because there are many other ways to prepare for emergencies. You don't have to just start a garden. So why is this 44-year-old who hates yard work and many times has the attention span of a gnat, why am I taking on a project like building a garden and trying to grow some food? Well, there's a few reasons for that. The first is that I'd like to be a little bit more self-sufficient. I don't want to live off grid. I don't want to build my own house. I don't want to live off of only what I can produce for myself. But I do want to be at a point where if something happens, I know my family will have food. We can grow it, we can store it, we can preserve it for longer terms. In addition, we can share it with people. So that's the main thing. I'd like to be more self-sufficient. Another main reason that I want to take up gardening is that gardening can be, in my opinion, very forgiving. My ADHD pulls me all sorts of directions. I have so many interests, so many varied things that I'd like to try, that I'd like to learn. However, many of those other interests do require a level of attention to detail that sometimes I just don't have. But with gardening, I found that I can make a mistake, that I can, either fix that mistake and move on, or I can abandon it and start over, or try something new. If it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. My garden beds don't have to look pretty. They just have to keep the dirt in. And so, as you'll see when I go into more detail on some of the smaller boxes, they're really rough. But, they work, and I'm okay with them. In addition, with gardening, next point is there's always something else to do. There's always something different to do, whether it's putting more plants in the ground, building another garden bed or box. Maybe it's just learning how to start seeds inside when the weather isn't conducive to just growing them outside. Sometimes I can hyper focus on a big project and just work on it because that's what's motivating me. Sometimes I can just take a few minutes, go out, make sure that the plants are all watered and healthy. So gardening does give me a lot of forgiveness in that regard. And at the end of the day, it's not very repetitive, and hopefully it'll keep my brain more engaged. Now, the last reason is that it's something that my wife and I are actually doing together. We both have, very different interests. She likes to run. I like to play games. She's very patient and will play games with me, but I am not a runner, as you can probably tell. But with gardening, we joke about how I'm the idea guy in our relationship, but I have found that an idea guy without someone to make it happen is, as a good friend of mine said, not a great combo for productivity and functionality. I really enjoy the fact that, she listens to me when I talk about, something I've learned on YouTube. She takes the distilled lessons, and then, starts putting them into practice. She'll make sure that the garden is watered if I've forgotten. And we really do work on the project together. It's not just one of us doing it. Now, beyond that, there are lots of other benefits and reasons for gardening that I'll cover. Not today. I want to keep the video kind of short. But do keep in mind, I am still learning this skill. I'll be making a lot of mistakes on the way. Please, comment down below. I'd love to get feedback. But also keep in mind that I will do some things that people don't agree with. But hopefully I'll also do other things that actually inspire people. Regardless, I do hope you enjoy following the journey, and I hope that at the end of the day, it will help you to be a little less afraid. So, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you give a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And we'll see you next week for the next installment of the blog. Thanks for watching.